Hello, everyone. End of the day. I will not have the time to bore you tonight. So we're going to go through the slides. We're going to start off. So the agenda, I'm actually going to go over the agenda quickly, and then we'll go to the detail on the slides. My name's Craig O'Neill. This is Stacy Salisbury. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got almost 30 years research experience. Stacy's
and I have 13.
There you go. And we work in two teams. She's in the Contract Grant Administration, which is post-award. I'm in the pre-award. There are 4 managers on either side. On the pre-award, there's 2 proposal managers. I'm one of the proposal managers. And there's 2 contract managers, and they negotiate the contract. And Stacy has.
And then for contracts and grants, we're separated by task. I'm the awards group manager, so we set up the external funding accounts. We also have a transactions group and 2 financial groups, reports and cash management.
Very good. And I think the thing to first start off with is, does anyone know what the worst thing that can happen with your proposal? Do you know what the worst possible thing? Can you throw something at me? Or what do you think the worst possible thing could happen with your proposal? Doesn't get on time. There you go. She's, in the audience there. That's right. Plant. If it doesn't get in on time, and there's a slide in here that we prepared that if you follow that slide, the timing, putting it together, you will succeed because it's all about collaborating and getting your proposal written. So at the last minute, you're not submitting. We have a deadline policy as well, which I'll show you. So let's see. So we're doing the presentation. No, the next one's good. Twyla Reichley is the glue for us. So she is what's called Sponsored Programs Administration. And so Mark Haas, who funds CGA, and Dr. Shu, who funds the academic side. Twyla puts those together. And then underneath her is the pre-award, which is OSP, CGA post-award, and then SPA by itself has its own administrative support. And what this shows is there's a lot of support for you, more for the department administration to work with us, but also for the professors as well. And I'll show you a slide later on that'll show it. But that's fine. So SPA has 15 employees, CGA has 32 employees, and OSP has 25. So that's a pretty good number. So think of, for SPA, data support, training support, system support, OSP, think of sponsor interface as well, and sponsor interface for CGA, because there's a lot of proposal complications and post-award when it comes to systems and getting in and submitting your proposals. A lot of complications with passwords and user IDs. So we spend a lot of time there. And so budget's important. A lot of professors are very scared of budgets because they don't do them. That's what we can help with. Just in time, we have to do that a lot, and then the award negotiation in order to get the award in. And as Stacy said, there's 4 different areas, and we'll get to the next piece. So SPA is all about data support, systems, and functional KC system. A KC system is where you actually electronically submit a proposal through our system, and it does what's called S2S, system to system, for federal grants. And what's nice about that system is then next year, if you are unfortunate and don't get funded, you can bring that proposal right back up, update it, and then use it again. So it's a very systematic process. It's very helpful. So let's go to the next one. OSP, we're by team. So we have pre-award and post-award, and that's where we're doing the budget and so forth. I'm just going to keep going through this. CGA, if you want to throw in.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a couple steps along the way where you might interact with CGA. As Craig mentioned, if you're working on a proposal or a budget or even award negotiations, you're going to work with Office of Sponsored Programs. That's the pre-award office. For post-award, you would work with us if you're getting an account established for spending, if you do receive funding. If you have certain transactions going through the systems that need central approval, like foreign travel or equipment on one of those grants, we also get the cash in for those grants. So a lot of times you'll get a grant award letter that says, congratulations, you have money. Maybe it's $100,000. That doesn't actually mean that we have that $100,000 up front. We might have to bill for that or draw it from the federal systems. So our office works in getting that cash in, drawing from the federal systems. You won't have to do invoicing. We might have to coordinate with you to see if you've met deliverables in order for us to get those invoices in, but our office is a great support in that area for the management of your research accounts. We also work with F&A rate proposals, so you might see us doing some space management, looking at what you're using your space for, so we can get the highest F&A rate possible to help support our infrastructure at MSU.
Very good. And so F&A is indirect cost as well. And let's go next. In fact, if you get a check, you want to send it over to them. It's sort of exciting when you get that first check. The sponsor a lot of times will cut the check to, not to the individual, but to MSU, and you'll receive it rather than us. Okay, so this is the village. This is a nice slide that shows that you guys are our focus. If you guys weren't here, we wouldn't be here. And then surrounded by you, close in, you have ISP, which is the International Sponsored Programs. We've got the provost, your dean, your research admin. Those are all the ones who interface with us as well. And then we're the orange, which just stands for the SPA. And there's this acronym list is at the end of the presentation, so you'll be able to see that, and you'll learn it. General counsel, we work with general counsel a lot because there might be some intellectual property issues with your award. And then you see the whole group, the VPRGS, Doug, and company on the right here in regulatory affairs so that we can follow the right procedures. And then, of course, our funding and expenses and different risk management is another portion that to keep our insurance up to date. So in other words, but the big circle is the PI, and that's you guys, and we're here to help you. So never be afraid to call, and my email is in there. I've been around a while. If you're not sure, you can say my friend has a problem and call me or email me. I can help you get your answer. Stacy's great too, and she does a lot of the award side, or she does all award sides. So this is that proposal timeline to be successful. On the left-hand side, it's all the way out to 10 to 12 weeks. And it's basically saying identify your information or your sponsor, know your sponsor, confirm that you're eligible so you don't waste your time. And then we get further down, start putting your proposal together. And then if we go down further and working on the budget, in the 2 to 4 weeks to start working with OSP, and really you're working with your department administrator. And then we get down to the 6, 4, 3, 1, and the day of. I think the two pieces here that are most important is there a routing component that needs to occur for your research dean and your chair to have approvals. But I want to just point out the 3 days and the 1 day and the day of. 3 days means that this is our deadline policy that we've had for a little while. If you are on time, you will get priority over PIs that aren't on time. And not being on time means having the proposal not complete within the 3-day period. So 3 business days, if that proposal's to us, you will get higher priority over the person who gave it to us within those 3 days. So that doesn't mean it's bad, it just means you're not gonna get as much priority. The late switches to at risk, where if it's due within 8 hours of a deadline and you want a proposal submitted, we will not actually work on it unless the research dean says, go for it. Or the research team may say to you, let's wait to the next cycle. Let's take a look at your proposal. How complete is it? Can we really meet the deadline? Because again, what's the worst thing that could happen to your proposal is you don't get it in on time. And if you don't get it on time, we just wasted our time. And it's like a death in the family for us. We really, because we've helped create that. We helped create it. We helped move it along. It gets all the right approvals. And then it's 5 o'clock and the thing doesn't get in. It's very disappointing. Yep, so that's what this is. All right, Stacy, you want to?
That's our website and how it's set up. So we have great resources on our website. You can get to it going to www.either OSP, SPA, CJ, all those work and get you to the same starting point. It's set up just like an award cycle. So it starts with funding opportunities, goes all the way through award closeout. So both of the information, or all 3 of our offices have information on that website. Those are all drop downs and they'll give you different areas to go into once you hover over them.
And these are, again, resources available. Just to point out the new information related to international programs. That's something that Twyla has developed, and it's out on our webpage. And then sign up for the listserv if you'd like. Let's just keep going down. We talked a little about this quality course called KC, and that's the system that you would process all your approvals through. And when it's federal, many direct funding, you would use the system to system. So you would put it in one place and actually it would go directly to the federal government. And proposal tips, they're there. So the 3 days, the 1 day, this is saying if you're on time to us, we will be on time to you in reviewing for both the budget and for submitting the proposal for 1 day before if you give it to us before the deadline. And this is so if there's a problem at the sponsor level, we can get information back so we can have it fixed and resent again. It's another reason we have the 3-day policy. Okay. Award tips?
So for award tips, the fastest way to get your account number once you have an award is to make sure all your compliance information is up to date. So any IRB, IACUC, so humans or animal usage, if you need to do an export control review, if you have conflict of interest, annual disclosure that you need to get through, having all of that up to date will get your award typically reviewed faster and into contracts and grants to get your account number. Once Office of Sponsored Programs sends it over to contracts and grants, we usually do a turnaround of within 5 business days, get you that financial account number so you can start incurring expenses on that account. So it's just a real big plug for making sure your compliance information is up to date. Next slide is about CGA as well, just a couple quick things. We are trying to wrap this up for you guys because we know we're getting late. CGA is the spot where you're going to go if you have questions about the terms and conditions on your award. You can go to your department administrator. CGA also has a lot of useful resources on our website, and we are all personally knowledgeable about the different federal regulations, our federal and state cost policies on our website, and that is based off the uniform guidance. Those are hundreds and hundreds of pages of terms for federal grants that all of our federal grants will reference the uniform guidance typically. So feel free to contact us or use our website for that information. If you ever get contacted for an audit, please contact our office. So if you get external funding and that external funding is then going to be audited, we are the office that works with the auditor during that. That doesn't mean we're not going to work with you as well if it's your project, but we are the contact for that external audit. We have a lot of experience. We have between 30 and 40 audits a year that we are working on. Some of them are project specific, some of them are agency specific, but it's related to our external funding and RC and RG accounts. We're also available to meet and talk with you, whether it be over the phone or in person if you get a new project. Say it's a sponsor that you're not used to or it's your first time receiving funding. If you want to talk about the different resources that are available or the different things to watch out for while you're spending money on that account, you can give us a shout out and we'll set up a meeting for you.
Perfect. Okay, so the last part is I'm just going to flip right to the, there are these point of service emails that you'll receive that you go into the system and it will ask for different questions and it'll give you ability to give us a response of how well we're doing. We do it for the proposal, we do it for the award negotiation, all the 4 different cycles, the account setup, and CGA does it by transaction. So if you are unhappy about something, you have an opportunity to put some information in here and we will respond. And our scores are pretty darn high, which is pretty good.
Also, if you're happy about something, you can let us know. You don't have to just leave feedback if you're unhappy.
Actually, just email. We do encourage people to email. Okay, so Twyla, this is just to show there's a lot of support out there. The Council of Research Deans has been around for a while, but like SPAC, when Twyla came here, she started the SPAC, which allows you to give input back with about pre and post award on how to make things better, which is great. RASIC, she also started, which is a nice thing where it's faculty and administrative staff who can provide feedback and help make things better. Sprout has been around for a while. That's for the college administrators to get together. And then the last one, the ERA for training, so your research administrators are well informed. That program was also established by Twyla. So she's been good for us. And there's our email addresses. And now, do you have any questions? I hope I didn't bore you. Hope we didn't bore you. She didn't bore you. I would have. Okay. Thank you.